what's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hope you all enjoying your day. Hope you all enjoyed the Sunday, your week. And I hope y'all enjoyed the videos that I had today. Earlier, I did my missile toss. If you did not see it, please go up to my channel and replay the video and tell me y'all thoughts. Twitter people, thank you for appreciate y'all watching. If y'all enjoy the content, hit the follow button on Twitter, click on the link, and join the chat. So if y'all came in, y'all know what it is. It's the thumbnail about the mole. It's a reality TV competition on Netflix. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about what the mole is, the concept of the game, and the episodes, and see how we feel. I want just to have a conversation. I want to discuss things, which I did with who y'all think the mole is, and all that stuff, and let's talk about it. All right. So if you feel inclined, hey Renee Boo, please come in and let's join. All right, so all right, now on that, first of all, let me put up a picture of the people first, because I know I took the picture, so y'all know who we talking about. Oh, thank you to Cody for a super stick. I appreciate you, boo. I love it. Thank you so much. Let's see. Y'all see the people? Yes, yeah, I see you. Oh, no, y'all don't. Y'all don't see them because my face is on it. What's going on? Yes, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? I know I have been promoting the mode for a while now. If y'all was watching, follow my missile talk, I have been promoting it. If y'all watch TV shows, like I watch TV shows back in the day, especially competition shows, a lot of y'all probably remember what the mode is. If y'all don't know what the mode is, I think it came out with the early 2000s, back when TV, cable TV, all that stuff like that was popping. It was a competition show. So the basis of it is that a group of people come together and trying to win a prize, right? They go through missions, missions and stuff like that. This is win a prize and bank up the money, right? Each mission they go through is worth a monetary value. And based on that, they had to do what they had to do to get the most money at the end. There's only one winner, and every week they get eliminated. There's only one winner, and that's how it is. Most competition shows there's only one winner, so it's like there's no basis of that. But what makes it interesting is that one of the contestants in the group is called the Mo. It's the title of this thing. Now, this is a reboot on Netflix. So I think in the back early 2000s, it was like one or two, a couple seasons, and then it stopped. And then Netflix rebooted back again. And it had been very interesting. I mean, it had been really good. It's a buzz, and hopefully it does well, so they give us another season. And sorry, my internet connection is acting stupid, so if I put my camera off, it's because of that. Right? Creating a buzz. Now, this is the contestants. So one of the person is the Mo. The Mo job is to sabotage the missions and do it in a way that the people can fail and not get much money at the end of the thing. So it's not all set like, competition say, oh, well, if the winner go get $20,000 and the winner go get this $10,000. It's not like that. You bank how much you put into it based on the missions, if you succeed or not. And the Mo's job is to sabotage so you won't get as much money as possible. The Mo cannot win, and the Mo is always safe from eliminations each week. So at the end, when the finale comes, it's always down to the two finalists, and one of them is two finalists and a Mo. So usually three, and we find out who's the winner, who's the runner-up, who's the Mo, and you find out in an episode like that. Now, this live review will be talking about all the episodes up until episode 8, and not discussing the last two episodes. The last two episodes didn't come out to this Friday. It's not coming out to this Friday, so we have to wait for the finale for those two to find out who's the winner, who's the Mo. But we saw 8 episodes. It gave us an idea, and we're going to discuss about the missions, how we feel about everything. All right, so that's what I want this to be a conversation. Now, so the Mo job is to be seafood, to divide, to cause divide the group, called deceit. And also, you're not supposed to put suspicion to yourself. So you got to do whatever you can as the mode to sabotage the missions. And that's what it was. And I remember in the original, they usually give us the clues, the viewers. They give the viewers the clues of helping us identify who the mode is. Now, the reboot, they haven't been giving us clues. So we just been watching them completing the missions, do what they do the quizzes, and move on to the next. And they have then, I was seeing it because it wasn't that much. I mean, they did show us some quiz questions that they asked them, but I mean, how much I was paying attention to the quiz questions? We just want to know what's going on in the drama that's going part of the show, right? And how they get eliminated, if y'all know, figured out, is that each week they take a quiz of 20 questions or who you think might be the mole. And now the questions are different questions about the person to figure out. Like they say, how many was the mole was in what group tonight? You think the group mole was in a group A or group B? The mole wear what type of color t-shirt? And they say like that. Did this mole, how many languages does mole speak? Is a mole was a man or female? It's like they got different questions like that. And whoever gets the most wrong will get eliminated. Now, they will not be shared their results. They will not know their results are. All they know if they make them to the next round by a green light or a red light. If they go green light, they move on to the next round. If they get a red light, they get automatically eliminated. And that's it. Now, keep in mind, like I said, the mole does not get eliminated. They're always safe. But we don't know who that is. So we just got to go based on how they interact with the group, what it is, and everything. This reboot had 12 contestants. And here go the picture of the contestants. So when I talk about these people, y'all know exactly who I'm just talking about. So y'all won't say, oh, I don't know who y'all talking about. It is what it is. All right. Let me enlarge the picture real quick first. So we get up close and personal. There you go. That's better. Let's start off with this guy with the blue and white stripe with the white pants. The far left. Right here. This guy right here. Well, let me see if I can do it better. Look at me. Hey, Tracy Boo, what's up? Hold it close. All right, so you see my face right here. This far left right here, this guy is Osei. Osei is what he is. He is a real estate broker. He's a real estate broker, just their professions and everything. I mean, I guess they're making us know what their professions are. Next to Osei, we have Kasai. Kasai is, no, I say her name wrong. Kazi. Her name is Kazi. She's a software analyst. Software analyst. Next to her is Samara. And Samara, what Samara is? Samara is a psychology student. So she goes to school and she learns as a psychologist. So she thinks she likes this type of game because she can learn. She uses her freaking studies in practice. Next to her is Panav with the blue suit with the white t-shirt in the middle. And Panav is a law student. He's a law student. Next to Panav is Sandy with this turquoise teal color. Sandy is a sales manager. I said, okay. Next to Sandy, in the middle person, the middle guy right there is Greg. Greg with the shaved hair there and the long hair this side, like he had a midlife crisis, but that's not what it's in there. That's Greg. And Greg is a marketing consultant. All right. Next to Greg, we have Avery with the all black with the red blazer. She's a professional gamer. Right next to her is Joshua. No, not Joshua. Jacob. Jacob is a firefighter. Firefighter. So he like to save people. Okay. Next to Jacob is Thor, aka. Oh no, hold up. What is this? Hold up, y'all. I don't like that. Don't like that. There you go. Next to Jacob is Will. Will with the gray shirt and the black pants. And I call him Thor because give me Thor tees. And Will is a freaking brand manager. I said, all right, he branded. Who he branded? Hey, Jason, what's up? How you doing? The next to Will is Casey. Casey is, she's a panorama nurse. She's a panorama nurse. You know, I said, oh, they got a special nurse for the freaking pandemic. Okay. Next to her is Dom, and Dom is a warehouse worker. You can tell he just put all these boxes and stuff like that. He must be muscle bound. And the next two with Dom, lastly, is Joy, and Joy is a pilot, commercial pilot, so she flies and everything. All right, so those are contestants of the reboot of The Mole on Netflix. Like I said, it's 10 episodes this season. So far, we saw 8 episodes. And this Friday will be the last 2 episodes. We can figure out the winner and the mole. Like, and like I said, throughout the competition, they do like different missions and different opportunities to gain money in the pot. Right? Now, mind you, it's only one mole. But the way how these people playing this secret competition, it seems like everybody trying to do the most job. And I don't understand why y'all doing it and not making much money in the pot. I said, first of all, leave the mole to do his own job, his or her own job, and y'all do it to make it, y'all get a lot of money. Because what's the point of y'all trying to outbeat each other and not making much money? Sure, I'll be there if I do all this and I get less than $10,000 in a pot to go home with. Child, that net will be up in the wall because I was going to go off. All right, so they in this they're in Australia. And I said, oh, okay. Continent Australia, and they are in different areas. They are traveling to different areas in the continent and stuff like that, and that's what it was. And they started meeting up at this location, the pilot. They was at this plane. There was a meet there. It's a cargo, and that's how the contestants start meeting each other. One by one, they coming in. They are introducing each other, try to figure this out. The host is named Alex. I don't have her picture. Doesn't matter. But her name is Alex. And she does a really good job. And they all meet and see what's going on, trade the professions of what they do and how it is. They be excited to be there. And that's when Alex came. She explained the rules to the game and letting them know that one person is the mole, and that's a double agent who's there to disrupt, to cause discourse, to deceit, divide the group and anything. So anyone in y'all and among y'all is the mole. So right off the dinner back, people was like, oh my God, you can't trust each other. We can't trust each other. We don't know who it is. We had to do what we possibly can. But the main goal is y'all to get as much money at the bank, and that person at the end will win that prize money, right? So the first mission was a cargo. They broken in 3 groups, and each group will have to get this case, and each case worth $5,000, and up and grab for $15,000. So they broke each group of 3 groups of 4 people to get the cases. One group is an up high group. That means the case was in the tree. Hey, Auntie Mama, what's up? And one group was in the water. The case was in the water. And another group, the case was buried under the ground. Right? The one thing I'm interested in that is that one of the group that Joy was in, I know Joy was the last girl over there with the pink and the green Joy plans. She was a pilot. And they had maps they had to read to get to the locations of the cases. Now, since her group, everybody was like, okay, Joy's a pilot. She knows directions. She knows directions. And she can help us get where she's going. Wrong. That bitch was lost. They was lost. And they don't know where the hell they're going. That was the only group that did not get the money because they was on different directions. They was over here and they was going all over the place this way. And I said, okay. And then each group had a bag with them where they could look inside and use the tools in the bag to help them to help them with their mission, right? And then inside the bag they had a clue. But if they use that clue in the bag, they will forfeit half of that money, and they will only win $2,500 instead of $5,000 if they use the clue. Now, Joy Group had Joy, Samara, Sandy, Osei. Osei had the bag, and Joy was leading, and they was lost. They didn't know what they was doing, and they like suspicious of Joy. Said, "How are you a pilot and you can't freaking read this map and everything?" And I was like, "Oh yeah," because Joy kept complaining, "So, oh yeah, I know how to read maps. I know how to do this, and I know how to do that." But y'all was really lost. And I said, if nobody else could take the map and try to get you out in the right direction, and then when everybody tries to come in and they still get lost, I'll say, don't know what y'all doing. So the Up High group, they got their case. The Water group, they got their case, and that what it was. And so their group banked up. That the Water group, they used their clue. And the clue they got didn't really help them find the case because they thought the clue was going to help them find the case. And that's so they had to find the case and use the clue with theirs. And the clues told them that it was a glove box with a crowbar. You could use that to open the case. That's all the clue was. But they had to find the case still. And they found the case. So they won $2,500. And one group won $5,000. So they got $7,500 for the mission. So it was a bummer. And the last group, Joy Group, they didn't win. So they had to go back to the finish line. And they was like bummed out. Everybody asking what's going on, what happened. They was upset because Joy supposed to be the pilot and she supposed to know how to read maps. And we got lost. I said that was so funny. And then they had the bag. And they said, "Did I use the bag?" They said, "The bag, yeah." Hey, you check inside the bag? They said, "No, we didn't check it out." I said, "Why you didn't use the bag?" I was saying, listen, I don't know. Because they were so confused. And I said, oh well. So they freaking went to sleep that night because they was going to the hotel or whatever they places they was going to sleep at later on. So I had to sleep in the freaking that woods in Australia. I said, no, I can't be no outdoor person. Whatever. I had to sleep there. So they put both the cases, the $7,500 they won, inside the plane. Right. The next morning, they found out it was only one case left. We was like, who the hell snatched this case? So in the case they snatched, what's the $5,000 case? So they left the $2,500 case there. And they said, oh, snap. So now they thinking they lost the $5,000. Now they only got $2,500 left. I said, oh, child. And now nobody know what happened with the case. Now, Will said, oh, Will with the gray shirt and the black pants. Will said, oh, no, I know it's not people next to me because I was sleeping all the time and these people ain't doing that. So I know they couldn't do it and everything. And that's what it was. So they trying to look for it. And the Alice came with the helicopters. They had to say, listen, we gotta go. They went to the house. And they come to find out. They said, we got the video of the person who did it. Right? So they try to figure out who it is, what happened. And then come to find out, Will, the one who told everyone that he didn't do it or whatever it is, he the one who actually did it. But what we find out is that he had a secret mission. He went inside, he saw the envelope when they put in the car on the thing down, and they said that you gotta take one of these cases, nobody needs to see you. And if you succeed, you will double the prizes of that case for the group. But if he get caught, he would lose that money. He didn't get caught. So everybody was happy. We said, oh my gosh, Will saved the day and he banked us $12,500. And I said, oh good. So that's how much we got now. And I said, good. So now Joy was looking at Will and say he might be the thing because he tried to say like he could save us and he's gonna save us and everything. He could be probably the Mo because he could make like he's a savior, but then turn around and school us over at the end. But that's the case here and there. Hey, whatever. So that's that. And they showed the video and they showed that Will's the one who did did it, and that's explain what happened. So it was the first elimination. The first elimination night, someone had to go home. And like I said, how you do eliminations, they do quizzes. And since it's the first mission, they really didn't have much to go on. And I think how they get these answers by talking to the other contestants and see about that. Because you not only do you have to win the money, you got to be very observant of your people, the people you in teams with, the people you're not in teams with. Watch what they wear, what they say, learn about their backgrounds as much as you can. So I guess during the time we didn't get to see all the conversations, they might have to ask people what you do, how you doing, how many family, also whatever it is you got to get, whatever information you have to give, you have to find out from your fellow contestants so they can help you with your quizzes, so you can get one step closer to find the mole is. The mole. And if you get a lot of questions right, you can stay. But if you get a lot of questions wrong and you get the most wrong, you have to leave. So since it's the first eliminations, a lot of people don't really have much to go by. So they had to just make a guess at this point. Right? So I guess that. So elimination, Osei got eliminated for Brooklyn. You know, he was for Brooklyn. I said, oh, not the Brooklyn got to go. They played that boy. And I was like, no. Child. But he was devastated. And he was upset because he's like, this is what it is. But it put the reality that, damn, this is real. I said, I don't know why people in competition realize they get so shocked when elimination happens. Y'all know elimination going to happen, so why y'all get so shocked? Yeah, but I guess this is the reason. They probably was not expecting that at this capacity. But hey, it's only be one winner. So whatever going to happen is going to happen. So that's that. So nextly, Pranav and Avery, you know, Pranav and Avery made this alliance. I said, here we go again with these alliances, competition shows. But I guess if it works, it works. They made an alliance to share information with each other, help each other out with the competition, so they could both save each other or whatever it is, so they can continue on to be the cause to the end and make it to the end together. So that's cool. So next mission was a jailbreak. I said, oh snap, you going to jail and you got to break out of jail, and you know you didn't actually commit no damn crime. So it was a jailbreak, and that it was 3 groups of 3, and 2 people had to be the masterminds, and the 2 people masterminds would have to help with the jailbreak, or at least do something, make decisions that will affect the players who actually is competing in the jailbreak. So they each had different locations in the jail, and they all was locked inside the jail room, right? Locked inside, and the only way they had to get out, they had to work together and unlock themselves out with the key. But they had to use the items in the room, whatever it is, to help them get out. So like that. So hold on. What's everybody else? Okay. Are y'all following through so far? Oh yeah, hold on. Yes. Hope y'all following through, because it get juicier. It get juicier, y'all. Like, so the first group, they had Jacob, Pranav, and Sandy. Group 2 was Will, Avery, and Samara. And group 3 was Kazi, I keep saying her name wrong, Greg, and Joy. And the mastermind was Dom and Casey, right? So they only had, I think, 1 hour to complete the mission. They had to complete 1 hour. And what to make this that all groups had to escape the jail cell, and they will bank them $10,000 in the bank. They would give them $10,000 if all group escape. If one group do not make it out, then they will lose the $10,000. So I said, oh, child, that's serious. So one person was, they had 2 thread cells that had 2, one on top of each other, and the third one's over there. So all locked. The one down below, they had a chessboard piece. When I guess so, in the chessboard pieces had magnet inside, magnet on the bottom of it. So it was used that to latch onto something, right? And outside of their door, they had the key, right? And they would not know if they look at it themselves or had somebody across from them to see if they had the key there. So that's that. The one close to them had a key dangling in the corner and the ceiling, it dangling. So I had to reach out to get that. And the top part, the person in the top floor, they had 3 pictures with numbers on them. So I guess that's cell numbers on them. So they have to work together to get them out. Right? So it was crazy how Kazi was asking Joy, is there something outside my door? Right? Something outside the door. And Joy said, no. And I said, Joy, did you not see that key? Or what? Maybe that she didn't see the key. But it was a key right inside their doors, sitting right there in front of their door, clear as day. Right? And then there was another group. What was it? I think it was Jacob's group or something like that. Yeah, Jacob group asked Samara. No. Will. Oh yeah, I think Will asked Samara, is there a key in front of his door? And so, what's that key look like? It's a key there. It's something there. What's that outside my door? She said, like, oh, it looked like a hair tie. I said, bitch, a hair tie? Does hair tie like that? He said, it's a metal thing and something sticking out. What is attached to that? She said, I don't know. I don't know. It's nothing attached to it. It's not. I said, good. You do not see that look like a key? I said, okay, well, I don't know what kind of hair tie look like a key with it attached to it, but whatever. So, who got out? Sandy. So Jacob group got out first. Jacob was able to use the rope with the thing and trying to get the chest key towards him, and he did that. And he got the key. He got out, and the person who had the pictures had a stool, stepping stool. The person who had the key dangling could get to it. So they had to get the plan was the person who had the key inside the door supposed to get out first. The person who had the pictures upstairs with a stool, they had to get out second, and then the person who had the king dangling get out third. Right? So Jacob got out first, but apparently Sandy, she didn't need no stool. She grabbed it because everybody was having a hard time grabbing the key. I said, what the hell? You gonna jump or something? Or stand on something? I don't know how she did it. She put some fucking butt pillows and cases to it, and she just got up and grabbed that key with no problem. And everybody else had to use a stool. I said, so their group was the only group that did it like backwards, but they still got out first. They were the first group to get out. They went upstairs, the person's picture. They had 3 cells numbers, and they went to cells to get it. And one of the cells had a Bible with a key inside it. I said, ooh, child. So they opened the door, they got out, they were the first group out. Now, the masterminds was Casey and Dom. So Alex said, you get a chance to double the prize pot, the pot to $20,000, but you have to take 10 minutes off the clock. And they don't know how long it is, how long they've been there, but all we know that they had 40 minutes, then it got dropped down to 30 minutes because they decided to agree on the pawn of doubling the prize pot. So they took 10 minutes off, and then they only had 30 minutes to complete the mission. Right? So the other 2 groups was going around, they was trying to figure it out. And then Will's group, he said, you know what? Let me try this magnet, because I see this magnet. Let's see what's going on. He tied the magnet, the sheet to the chess pieces. He went outside. He attached the magnet to the key, and he saw it. He said, Samara, this is the key. And she said, oh, I don't know. I said, good, you didn't know that was the key. I was whatever. So he got himself out. Then they went outside to help to get Avery out. Avery had the stool. They went to get Samara out. They got Samara out. That's that. They went on, got out. And at this point, they would say, you know what? 2 groups got out. And then a 3rd group was taking mad long, trying to figure out what's going on. They don't know what to do. They were stuck. Dead stuck trying to get out. And the time was ticking, So Alex said, I give you another hit. You have a chance to get a clue, but it would get you $1,000 taken off. We'll give you a clue for $1,000 to help you with the clue. And they said, cool. They agreed upon it. They said, whatever, let's help them. Right? So Kazi had a phone. I guess it was a phone in her room, and they called her to help her out. And she said, the key is outside your door. That's the key to the freedom. So when she saw it, she said, Joy, is the key outside my door? She said, oh. So they got the key out and everything. And then also, it was still time ticking. So they said, all right, we could add 5 more minutes to the pot. You got to give us $5,000. So they agreed on it. Mastermind Dom and Casey said, okay, good, give them $5,000. I said, if they did not give them that time, they would have lost all that money. They would have lost it because they didn't have enough time to get out. So they did it, and they finally got out. And they got out in the last 4 seconds of the clock, the last group. And I said, dang, that was so close. So close. So at this point, they have 26,500. 26,500. And because they got $4,000 from that thing, add that money into the money they had yesterday, they had 26,500 in the pot. So I said they're doing a good job so far. They're doing a good job. So mission 3 was the easiest mission. They ain't go home yet. They said, "Jay, we tired. We want to go to bed. I need to rest." They took to the warehouse, and they said, "This is your easiest mission ever. All you had to do, if you wait." Hold on. If you wait for 45 minutes, y'all would get $10,000. You would get $10,000. You just have to wait 45 minutes in the room. Here's the catch. If the group presses the button, then that group will be exempt for elimination. They will get an exemption for elimination, that whole group. But if you presses the button, then y'all will lose the $10,000. Right? So I said, be easy and get the $10,000 or press the button. Now, if y'all were in this situation where y'all will wait or y'all will try to go for the exemption. Because I would say, listen, if I could just sit here for 45 minutes and sit here, we could talk our ears off and to win the $10,000. But as soon as Alex told us the rules, Avery and her group, because it was 2 groups. It was Dom, Joy. Who was that? Will, Jacob, Kasai. Samara. And then the other group was Avery, Panam, Sandy, Greg, and Casey. Avery said, oh, I'm going to look for the clue. I said, girl, can you wait? She automatically went for the clue. Now, another piece of this is that there's a phone and to help you can connect to the other group. But every 10 minutes, his phone will ring, and 2 people had to be by the phone to communicate with the other group. So one of the group, they had Greg, and what was it? Whatever. One group had one group, and Greg had another group. And as the thing, Greg was lying. He was giving them saying, well, I'm staying by the phone. I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. And I said, why are you saying I'm when you got to say we? Because it was one point Dom said, let me listen to everyone. Because the Dom group, they were staying and waiting. Until they figured out that Greg was lying and Greg was not telling the truth, and he was giving some buzzwords that made it seem like they were looking for the clue. That group said, you know what? F this. We go look for the clue ourselves. So everybody had to find a clue, and they had to type the password in the eye to get the button to be activated. And they had 3 tries before they get a timeout for 1 minute, and they could try again. So they was like trying to figure it out. Right? And to the point that Alex gave them a clue. He said, listen, the thing you need is inside the table. So they check inside the periodic table, and they saw the clue, and they had the thing. And the passport of salvation, they tried to both put it in, and they both pressed it just a split second from each other. So it was very close. The one that Greg group, Avery on them, some they won, and they had an exemption. So from there, the person who got eliminated next, because they had to do the quiz, was Samara. Samara got eliminated second, and no money was for the prize pot because they decided to press the button. I said, child. Well, I don't think nobody answered my question. I said, will y'all wait or y'all will press the button? Child. Okay, and move on. So mission 4. Here go the 4th mission. They had a chance to win $10,000, right? No. Mission 4, before they actually did the mission, they had this knowledge is power. And this episode was interesting, so y'all have to pay attention and listen to what I'm going to say this one. This episode was interesting, all right? So at this time, they still had 26,500, right? They had a knowledge of power thing. They said they have dossiers on the table, right? If everyone in the group does not look at the dossiers, they would easily get $10,000 or the back. But everyone cannot look at the dossiers. If somebody does look at the dossiers, then they would lose the $10,000, right? And lose $10,000. And they also say integrity is power. So I guess it was some clue about that. If you have your integrity and you don't look at it, you go be rewarded for something. So most people, and I said that's my criticism with this group too, but we're gonna talk about that. Most people did not look at the dossiers. But I said somebody will have to look at it. We find out 2 people did look at the dossiers, Greg and Avery. I said, gosh, why do you always look at the dossiers so damn badly? Because like I said, they want to get the leg up in the competition. But I said, if y'all look at the dossiers, what was in the dossiers they could give y'all a leg up? And hopefully y'all do good, right? So we already know they lost $10,000. So that's done because somebody look at the dossiers. The next mission was the airplane and boat. It was 2 groups. The boat group will have to go towards the water. It was 5 suitcases, treasure chest down below. So the boat had to be good swimmers. I said, I can't swim, so I had to choose an airplane. The airplane group. So swimmers to go down and get 5 treasure chests. But you can't get the equipment to the airplane group to get the equipment to it's like the buoyancy, the buoyant equipment, and to help float the figure treasure chest to the surface. And they had to get those equipment. So they had to go there first, and then they had to come and transfer it to the boat group, and the boat would get the treasure chest and come up. And they had 5 treasure chests, and each treasure chest was worth $2,000 each. So they had a total of $10,000 to win. Fortunately, they was only to get one. It was only to get 1 treasure chest. It was only to get 1. What was it? Yeah, they only got 1 treasure chest out of all that. Now, this thing was interesting because Avery said she wants to have people suspect her, even though she's not being Mo. She can't be the Mo, whatever. She really says she's Mo, but she wants people to think that she's the Mo, so you can knock people down one-on-one. So she gonna deliberately sabotage that mission so they can suspect her. And I said, why you need to do that if you're not the Mo? Why you want to deliberately sabotage the mission so they can suspect you when your whole point is to get the money? If you're not the Mo, then it's stupid for you to do a mole-like behavior so you could throw suspicion to yourself. That is dumb as hell. So what she did, she took the oxygen tank and just put it down. And she just deliberately put it down and kept walking. And people saw her, so Dom had to go back and grab it. I said, child. You got back to grab it. They did all that, and they only won $2,000. Now, Greg, he was all freaking telling people what to do, direct them. And so he decided to get in the water himself. And when he got in the water himself, he ended up dropping one of the tanks that they could have helped use to get one of the treasure chests. And I said, oh my gosh. So that was that. And they only banked $28,500 at this point. $28,500. This was the part that was like the turning point to the group. Turning point. Remember when I talk about the dossiers, about if they don't look at the dossiers, the group will get it. We find out two people already checked the dossiers, so they lost the $10,000. But the integrity part got rewarded. They said if you did not look at the dossiers, because they do have video proof of who did look at the dossiers, so you can't lie to them, right? So 2 people told the truth. Well, everybody told the truth, but everybody told the truth, but the 2 people who looked at the dossiers had to tell them that they saw it, right? If you did not look at the dossiers, you get to bid on who you think saw the dossier, right? And the highest bidder would get an exemption if they guess right who they think one got the dossier. If they guess right, then whatever amount they bid, they would have to lose that at the pot. And they get the single exemption. That means they will not be eliminated. Like, keep that in mind. Mind you, they only had $28,500 in the pot. $28,500. So everybody did that. Most people bidding. And then one person bid, and Alex was like, so I said, what happened? What happened? Y'all, tell me how y'all will feel if y'all was a contestant in this show. Tell me how y'all feel. The people who didn't look at the dossier, they all bid. The lowest bid was $1,600. $1,600. I said, okay, cool, whatever. The average bid was $7,000. That's the average. The highest bid, y'all, was $25,000. $25,000, not $2,500. $25,000, the highest bid. Now, how would y'all act if y'all heard that was the highest bid just to get a single exemption, and y'all team only won $28,500? Whoever bid the highest would. I was like, whoever bid the highest, and they win if they got it right about proving or identifying who look at the dossiers, y'all will lose that $2,500. And now she get it wrong, they would not lose the money, and then I guess it will go to the next person. But how would y'all feel if y'all group work your asses off to get $28,500, and then one your person would choose some dumb act to get a single exemption and bid $25,000? Like Brittany said, if I see that girl, she would have got her ass whipped. I said, what? Everybody was so shocked. And who did that, y'all, was Joy. Y'all know Joy is all the way in the end with the pink jacket, pink blazer. Joy bid $25,000 out of their money just so she could get the exemption. I said, first of all, if your whole point is to win the most money at the end, why the fuck will you bid $25,000? That don't make any damn sense. Just to get an exemption? You did not like the test at all? You didn't like the quizzes? Child. Bamboozled and led astray. Joy, it's chaos, right? I was like, hold up. And I would have been pissed. If I only saw Joy, I would have said, shh. Joy would have to let me go. They would have to get me at the house. Because ain't no way I would have freaking do something to Joy. I don't know what I would do. Now, I'm not a violent person, but bitch, you would get cursed the hell out. Right? So she guessed right. She thought that Greg, yes, the mole had to do anything because Joy. That's I'm saying. I was like, hold up. If I was the mole, I was like, damn, girl, I'm the one supposed to sabotage, not your ass. And she did it all on her own. That's how I was like, why is y'all doing the mole's job? I didn't understand that. You didn't have to bid that high, Joy, just to get a single exemption. So she said she thought Greg looked at the dossier, and in turn to find out Greg did look at the dossier because we all saw the video. It confirms he saw the dossiers. So she got her $25,000. She lost the pot. She took away the $25,000 from the pot. Now they only left with $3,500. Not $3,500. Yeah, $3,500. They only left with $3,500. They worked all their asses off just to get $3,500 at this point because of Joy. So Joy got her thing exemption. And Dom, who was a team player, he was pissed. He said, What? Yo! And come to elimination, Dom got eliminated. Because I think he had his game mindset. And then when Joy did that, it shifted his whole focus. And then everyone faced what she said, Greg. Yes, because you know what? I think all the people knew they guessed that Greg saw the dossier too. Because everybody had some suspicions about Greg that he was acting funny, he was looking funny, especially what he did at the challenge. So a lot of people thought Greg too. So they was like, oh my fucking God, this bitch got it right. So they were looking like, damn, you should have got it wrong. She got it wrong. They was looking at it. Because everybody thought that Greg would look at it, and Greg did look at the dossier. So it was like, they knew she was right. And they just pissed off she bid a lot of money just to get that. So I was like, child, that was messed up. So Don got eliminated, and then the whole house was shook by that because it was like, Don was a team player. I could tell Don was not the mo because he really wanted the money so bad, but it was not in his cards. Yeah, they knew that he looked. That's the problem. I wish he would have said a wrong name. So nobody would have been on her. Nobody would look at her. But and then you know what she said? We want the money. We want the money back. We want the money back. Avery was on her hot. Avery was on her behind. She said, "What's your game plan? Why you do that? I understand. Tell me what your plan is." She said, "I don't have to tell you what my plan is. We gonna win the money back, y'all." I said, "Okay, win the money back. Okay, girl. All right. You'll be winning the money back on your own." Now, Don got eliminated, and everybody was devastated because Don really wanted it, and he was a team play, everything. So that's that. Now, their next mission was the bank heist, but before that, they had another opportunity to win $10,000. And this is another thing I didn't really like. I said y'all had a lot of opportunities to win money, and y'all would keep blowing that away. I said, what is y'all? Do y'all really want the money, or y'all really want to catch this Mo is? Because I don't understand. Y'all whole purpose to the end is not to figure out who the Mo is. Yes, you got to try to get the most questions right in the quiz, so you can be one step closer. But at the end of the day, the prize money who's getting it is the money y'all banking. So if y'all not banking money, why is y'all doing this to try to figure out the Mo and trying to knock people out or trying to put suspicion to yourself and not getting the money? So what would y'all think? So the reason why I said that because Dom had a chance to come back in the game to get $10,000 for the group. All he needed the group to help him figure out the city that was on the back of his car as the passcode to get out the car. That's all he needs to know. Now, the passcode was Seattle, right? But he needed the cast members to tell him some answers are based on thing. I guess the question was related to the cast members in some way, like where you was born, whatever it was, what city you grew up in, and it's like that. And after the person getting it right, they got to cross it out. Whatever was left, he got to get it. Now, the group was excited to hear Dom, and he was telling them everything. Sandy, that girl with the turquoise teal, that girl. Everybody was so happy. They were so celebrating Dom. They said, oh, he was good, and all that, yada, yada. And they had a chance to get an easy $10,000. Sandy said, no, I don't want him back because, you know what? I love Dom and everything. And yes, we might not get the $10,000, but he would knew who was not the Mo. And they would give him a leg up and advantage. I said, how? When none of y'all know y'all quiz results. None of y'all know your quiz results. So whoever he voted, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Because at the end of the day, he wouldn't know. The reason why he went home, maybe he had the most maybe he would have had 16 on. And somebody had 15 on. The person who had the 15 on besides him didn't do any better than he did. The only thing he went home because he had the most wrong. So what? He didn't know. And then one of y'all's the Mo. So what's the point? So he wouldn't know who's not the Mo because who he voted off. I say he would not know anything because that's the quiz. So she said that, and then everybody else was like, oh, you know what? Yeah. I said, why y'all agreeing? It's $10,000. Get the $10,000. Y'all only got 3,500. Get the 10,000. Y'all make up to 13,500. Like, come on now. It didn't make any sense. And I understand why the hell they didn't want the money so bad. Like, they was allergic to the money. But they were so focused to get to the next round. I said, y'all got to get to the next round, but make the money as well. Like, come on now. So what Dom came back? He can still get eliminated in the next round if he don't get the questions right. That's what the point of the thing. So it's not about the freaking who knows what. It's what about the quizzes. Now, if he still did a bad job, he still would have got eliminated. Point blank, period. But no, that ain't want that. That want to get Dom out. So Dom had to do it himself. And what I got upset with Dom is, I said, all right, Dom almost had it. He was down to 2 cities, Seattle and Melmore. Now, I don't know about y'all. I never really heard about Melmore, so I don't know where that part was at. So I would go guess with Seattle. Even I might not get right. I said, I only know Seattle, so I don't know Melmore. So why the hell I'll use Melmore as my password? I was like, really, Dom? And even if he did got it wrong, but I was saying, why would you choose Melmore? Do you know that city? I was like, okay, maybe he did, but I didn't know that was Melmore. I don't know what it is. Y'all tell me what Melmore is at. What city in Melmore? What state, city of the state that is? I know Seattle, and I would choose Seattle just for the sake of guessing. If I was to guess, I would choose Seattle. That was the last 2, right? He picked Melmore. Melmore was not the thing. It was Seattle, like I told y'all, and he went home. He's not coming back. Or because of Sandy Dusty is. And then also Dom ain't guessed right either. So I was like, chill. So the bank heist. It was 2 groups, and they had to pick 2 people to be critical thinkers who go mastermind or help the group get money. One's the cash group, and one is the gold group. Like, they got Kasi and Pinar to be the masterminds, the critical thinkers. Pinar was the head of the cash group, and Kasi was the head of the gold group. Right? And Pinar group had Avery, Jacob, and Sandy, and Kazi gold group was Will, Casey, Joy, and Greg. Right? So Pinar group, the cash group, they had to steal $10,000 exactly in cash. But the kicker is they had to be exactly in cash. They cannot go $1 less, or they cannot go $1 more. They had to be exact $10,000 because their whole point is that they was gonna get $20,000 if they pull off this bank heist. So, but the kicker is not every money was American dollars. they had different currencies. Some was in Fiji, some was in yen. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I forgot all the things. Some was Fiji money, some was yen money, some was Great Britain money. It was a lot of euros, all that stuff. It was different currencies. And so Pranav had a currency chart of how much of Fiji were worth on $1 US. And that's what it was. So they had to count that. And that was difficult because he had to convert the prizes money and everything to get exactly $10,000. Meanwhile, Kazi Group was the Gold Group, and they had to go through some lasers. I said, why the fuck? The Cash Group had to go over the table and go inside the room. You had to have them do 007 Mission Impossible kind of stuff to go through lasers just to get to the goal. I was like, we had to do all that. Okay, whatever. And if they tripped the freaking laser 3 times, the mission was automatically over. I said, okay, so they had the hardest part, huh? Right? But luckily, they did not trip the wires. They only tripped it one time because Will big door behind, but whatever. Everybody else got it right. Got it good, and they went through. Now, the Go Group, even though they had the hardest to go through lasers, but their mission could have been easy if it's on Kazi, figure out the three boxes that may have the gold in it. And they had cases of rings with different ring in it for the boxes. But they had to figure out which 3 boxes would have the gold in it. Gold. And they had to open up 3 boxes. That's what we're going to find out later on to get the gold. But they didn't know how many boxes, but we find out based on the names that Alex gave them, and they realized that it was only 3 to open. And they said if you open those 3, you would have got the $10,000. But no. So they had all these boxes, cases, and they was opening them randomly. I said, the random opening is not going to help y'all. Y'all need to narrow this thing down. And Kazi has a book. She could have helped them. She looked at the book, looking over there. She's going through it. Now the show is panning 3 names to us constantly. They kept showing the G-Locks. They kept showing K Midas, and they kept showing the El Dorado. Right? Now, the mission is to get gold. And those 3 names they keep showing us is kind of related to gold. Kazi be the system analyst. I don't know. Maybe she didn't know. But the G-Locks, I said keep showing G-Locks. And then G-Locks was in gold. So I was like, I don't know if that was intentional or what. But it keeps showing G-Locks. And I said, hold up. Why do they keep showing this name? And then I was looking at it. I was like, if it's getting gold, G-Locks, that's Golden Locks. And I was like, okay, Golden Locks. Golden Locks had case number 3650. They could have went to 3650 and they guessed it was Goldilocks. But she didn't figure that out. She kept telling them to go randomly. And then El Dorado, if y'all remember that, that's King Midas the person. El Dorado, that's a land of gold. And King Midas, he was the guy who touched gold, or who had a lot of gold, he was a richness, whatever. All of them was related to gold in some way. And she did not figure that out. So the Gold Group, they ain't getting nothing. But the Cash Group, they thought they had it, and they come to find out they went overboard. How much they had? Well, nothing. So since the Gold Group and the Cash Group did not do their thing well, they still have 3,500. That's a womp. They would have had 13,500 if they would have gave back. If they were born down back, but no, they didn't want to help him because he would have knew who was not the mo. I said that was dumb as hell. So they had elimination, and guess who got eliminated? Yeah, guess who got eliminated? I gave you a hint. Start with an S and end with a Y. Sandy, yes, Sandy got eliminated. I said Carmen bite her ass real quick. Like that's what you get for being dusty, being freaking shiesty. Bite your ass real quick. Sandy got eliminated, and she was the one to mastermind and don't want to have Dom come back. I said, if you would have had Dom come back, maybe you would have went home. But no, Sandy got eliminated, and then bite her behind. Now they had no $10,000, and she went home. I said, oh, child, maybe you should have just kept your mouth shut and brought him back. But whatever. So from there, they had the mission. Next mission was, which it was like a dumb mission. It wasn't dumb, but I would say really, we all had to go different things. The Mo said they wanted Dom back, but since Sandy blocked that, yes. Yeah, Sandy blocked that. Like they was like really, because they did really like Dom. They would give him a second chance, but no, she didn't say no. And it had everybody agree. I said, why? And it had a majority vote, but I said, why everybody agreed on it? Like most of the people agreed on it. I said, child. But he could have still came back, but he still guessed it wrong. But still, they could have helped him. They could have helped him. So the next group was Melvin. It had to collect different mail and come back at the station and bank a ton of money. And they had up the chance to win $18,000 for this mail one in 90 minutes. But the kicker about that is that one group had to do the mail on foot and run a lot of miles. I said, oh, hell to the no. Really? What? So another group had a car. And another group was in a train. Now, the car group could only be 2 people. The runner group was 3 people. And then the train had 3 people on, stuff like that. So the car group had Jacob and Joy. And another thing, it was in a map on the freaking car. I said, listen, this girl didn't know how to read a map in the first place. So you gonna trust her to read a map for you to drive? Jacob, really? Okay, boy. So the train group was Casey, Kasai, and Greg. And the foot group was Panam, Will, and Avery. Now, the foot group, each package was $3,000. The rail group, each package was $2,000. And the mail group, each package was $1,000. But the car group, it was hard to pinpoint the freaking mailboxes. But that was the lowest of prices. So it was hard to pinpoint it. Why the hell the prices was only $1,000? Because you're driving a car. No, if that was the hardest, that should have had the most money. That's what I'm saying. I don't want me to play with this bitch. No, she can't figure directions at all. So what the hell? Who plane is she driving? Or not? Is she piloting? Child, not Joy. So I didn't like that because the car had the hardest pinpoint the mailboxes, but their prices was only $1,000 each. Now the mail on the people in the foot, their prices were more than $3,000 each. And I probably understand why the foot was $2,000 each. No, yeah, the foot was $3,000 each. I understand that because you're on foot, so you would have had to take more power. So I probably understand why the foot group had the most money of the packages. And Avery was all complaining. She said, "Oh no, I can't run, I can't do this." I said, "Avery, you don't shut the hell up and pick up your legs and run, girl." And then at some point you could take a little break and walk, but you had to balance it. And now the kicker was the train group and not the train group, the car group and the foot group had to make it to the station before the train group for their package to be counted. If their package come after the train got there, then none of their package should be counted. I said, how the hell? See, the train is fast. But this train was a steam train. But still, steam train, whatever it is, it's still a train. Right? So The one thing about this, the train group, Greg caught 2 out of 3 bags on his own. He did it. And Cassie, she dropped one of the bags. And I said, Cassie, girl, your legs and your arms was long enough. It don't seem like it was that hard to get the bags. I mean, yes, the train was moving, but it wasn't moving that fast for you not to pick it up. But she dropped one of the bags, so they only had 2 bags to the finish line. And it was only, both was $2,000 each. Jacob and Joy had 2 packages, but they wanted to risk it. The train was moving. Don't get me wrong. The train was moving. They were moving. So I would understand if they would have got at least 1 bag and they say, okay, that must be really difficult. But the fact that Greg got both of them with no ease, he said, whoop, whoop. It even took no freaking brain for him to do it. Kazi had a chance and she was like, ah, that's a good dramatic ass. All right, girl. All right. And she had longer arms than Greg had arms. I think how long? I don't know, maybe them probably the same length. But still. She was taller than him, so he made her longer arms. But it is what it is. But she dropped this shit. All right. So they was able to get $11,000 in total. The call group, like if Draco would have not trying to got that last box, he probably could have made it before the car on the train did, and they would at least had another extra $1,000, at least $12,000, if he didn't stop for the freaking last one. But he stopped for the last one because they missed it, and it was like they kind of like missed it the first time, and they had to go back to get one of them, and then they drove past the second one, and they was close to the third one, but he wanted to stop and get it because he thought he had time. I said, no, you didn't have no time. You should just let that last one go. She was only $1,000. You ain't missing much. So the bank will make up $14,500 at this point. That's all right. The next was the bomb mission. They had to set on a table with the bomb in the middle of the table, and the chairs had detonators, and 2 of the chairs detonated would have blew up the thing. And if they light up the 2 buttons for the detonators, then the cash, they lost that $15,000 and they would blow up. But what they do is try to figure out the order of who will come to get off the chair. They would have to taste some products each round, and one of them had like a booby trap item. Just for example, order was with an 8 Jello. Right? Just say for example, Jello. You know how to tell Jello. You say nice sugary or something like that. But one of the Jello had at least hot sauce in it, something like that. And then, because the one of them, you had to try to fake it so people could figure it out, because they had to figure out your face impressions of, okay, based on your tape or whatever, how you prove. It's like you gotta try to figure out to vote who y'all gonna take off, right? But if you had like a booby trap item, like the one that had hot sauce and then Jello, then you had to fake it off and say that it was good, like it's not your plate and everything. So it is what it is. And at the end of the day, Kazi got up and won her thing, and her chair had a booby trap on it, right? But when it came to Joy had an opportunity. I said Joy again. So Joy went up, and she had 3 minutes to make a decision. Now, one decision card had this is the pliers to cut the red cord, and you get the $15,000. Or another thing is that you can read it out loud or read it to yourself. That if you pick the exemption card, then you will lose the $15,000, and you will get the essential single exemption for yourself. And I said, oh no, this is another test. I said, Joy, do not do it. Do not do it, girl. And she took a while until it got to the last couple of seconds. and she picked up the pliers and cut the wire. I said, good girl. Because I said, if you would have got another exemption on yourself, child, if I were Will, I would figure Luke Cage drop kick your ass. I would have Mortal Kombat your ass real quick. Chill. I said, no, another exemption, girl. You really want the exemption so bad. You don't like to take the quizzes. You don't study. You not observant. Child. Whatever. They got the $15,000. I said, good. And they got 29,500 at this point. I said, yes. There you go. They had a little elimination. And fortunately, Pranav got eliminated. I said, Pranav. Don't get me wrong, I did like Pranav. I said, Pranav played well and everything. And I said, oh, not the one. Because I was shocked. I said, damn, Pranav. Even Avery was like, really? They were shocked. Because they don't think Pranav would have got eliminated. But, I guess his mind got warped and messed up, and he changed his strategy too. I said, why y'all changing your strategies in your freaking elimination plan? Just stick to what y'all was doing. Because most everyone was saying they changed up their freaking strategy. I said, why are you changing up? Sure. Y'all couldn't figure out the MOS? Like, really? Okay, whatever. So Pranav, that. And the next challenge was a mountain tearing challenge. I said, Lord, oh Lord. I don't know who were able to do this, but I said, Dad, I would be scary. It was in the highest point in one of the areas in continent of Australia. It's a mountain. And they had to get to point A to point B with the bags. And they could have won $30,000 for the prize pot. But they had to do the task. One of them had to scale down the mountain to the bottom point. The next point, they had to scale up the mountain. And the next point, they had to go to point A to point B and scale across in a thing. And it was mad high. Now, I'm not afraid of heights, but damn, I ain't going that damn high. Chill. There was too much. And the kicker was, the mole would do some things last night. While people were sleeping, the mole planted $10,000 in 3 bags. And not everyone could make it to point A to point B. So what they had to do, at certain points, they had to vote to see who will leave left behind. And the bag they picked up was pre-arranged. So so nobody know what bag it was, who had the money inside. So they had to vote 2 people off the back to not to complete to the challenge. Now, Greg and Kasi got voted to stay behind. Right? So Will, everybody else were able to go. Yeah. And they would still communicate. So the next point, when they got to another point, they had to vote another person to stay behind. I said, damn, y'all just voted 2 people off. Now you got to vote another person. So they voted to Will to stay behind. Then after they got through the going down and go back up, they had to vote another person to stay behind to not go across. So they decided to leave Avery behind. And that's that. Now, Jacob, at this point, people started to look at Jacob like he could be suspicious because he always fly under the radar and everything. People don't respect him, and that's what the mo is. Like, you're not supposed to put suspicion to yourself and still do some sabotaging. But we'll see how that goes. So Jacob, he immediately scooped past that freaking thing like it was no tomorrow. I said, damn, how fast he went through that? He did it so damn quick. I said, damn, did he not? If it was about, he probably knew that he had no money in his bag because he was how fast he went through that thing so quickly. But it's what it is. Now, Casey, people was like suspicious of Casey because Casey was kept volunteering herself to stay behind. Now, I don't know if she was scared of the heights and stuff like that, but she said, oh, I'll stay behind. I stay behind. I said, behind. I said, girl, if you had like, you really trying to stay behind so badly. So then they said, no, you going with us. I said, damn. And she kept stalling too. Oh my gosh, how high is this? This is this. I said, Casey, just shut up and just go on. So they went to the last part. Jacob did so quickly. Joy went through, and Casey through. Casey went through. So those three, they did it. They went through, and it was when Casey went last. She was this close. I was like, girl, but she made it. She made it through. So they had to check each other's bag. Joy and Casey bag had the 10K. I said, oh my gosh, good. Now Jacob didn't. He didn't have the 10K. So they checked every other people bag. Avery didn't have it, Will didn't have it. But Kazi had the 10K. And Kazi automatically took invited to herself to stay behind anyway in the beginning. So I was like, all right. And here's another kicker. And this part right here was another thing that made everybody start believing who they probably figured out who Nemo is, right? It was another mission. They thought it was going to hotel to relax, and then it happened. So what happened was they had to be chained up in this freaking warehouse with some beds, and they had a key. And every 10 minutes, the cage would go up, they get the key and lock themselves. If everybody would get out, they would have won $20,000 to be added to the pot if everyone's able to get out. But the kicker is they had an exemption card next to the key. If one person picked up the exemption card, they would lose the $20,000, and that person will go out, and everybody who remained after the person who picked up the exemption will have to stay in that warehouse and sleep for the night in the warehouse on that cold ass floor. Child. So they had to pick out the order who will go first, who they trusted. So everybody said they trust Kazi, And I said, oh, child. Kazi went, took the key, unlocked her thing, put the key back, looked at the group, and went back, took the exemption card. And everybody was shocked. They was like, see, I trusted this bitch. She played y'all. She played charge of the fiddle. And she think that she's like, if I didn't do it, somebody else would have did it. I said, I believe somebody else probably would have took the card. But damn, girl, you had to do it the first try. Now everybody was saying, oh, there was a clue in the wall, and it had the initials K something K. And I was like, this show didn't have to give us any clues since the beginning of the episode. And now the series. And now automatically y'all want to tell us that they started giving us clues. I said, that's stupid. They haven't given us a clue. Because in the earlier seasons on Mo used to be, every episode they would give us a clue. This reboot, they haven't given us any clue. So all of a sudden there was a clue in the wall. I was like, yeah, and she smirked at them. She said, I said, oh, you grinding. The way she played everyone. And yeah, and they didn't say nothing and just walked out. And it was smirked in her face. I was like, Kazi, you freaking nasty me. That was rude. Yeah. And I would say they wasn't giving us a clue. So not only saying there was a clue in the war, that clue didn't help us because we don't even know what's going on. We don't even know the identity. Because what the earlier Mo was, it was giving us clues to try to help us figure out the identity of the Mo. Right? So that was us viewers watching the show had to figure out ourselves by the clues they give us. We ain't getting nothing. So now everybody saw this initials on the wall and they figured it out. And I said, how y'all figure this out? I guess everybody was looking at the figure. I said, y'all became internet people. You became the Mo investigators. Y'all went through a social media pages and find out initials and everything. I said, what the hell? I know they has some online dossiers, but I ain't checking out. So I don't got all time for that. I want to find out the Mo based on me just watching. I want to go through all the extra stuff, right? So because of that, everybody started thinking that Kazi is the Mo. Now, it could be a possibility because we'll break down why it could be a possibility that she's the Mo. But I was like, the reason why I don't think that she was the Mo because I was like, it's no point of the Mo taking an exemption card with the Mo always been safe. Now, if she did that because she don't want them to get the $20,000, I think that's the only reason why she probably would did that if she is the Mo, so they won't get the $20K. But I was like, but then again, you put everybody suspicious on you if you wasn't the Mo, and you just did that to be spiteful. and everybody's looking at you. I was like, just like Joy blew up the freaking $25,000. Right? So if she was the Mo, that was a good play for her to not get banked them to 20K. But then I was looking at her performance, and I said, what the hell she been doing to really sabotage him? But then I was looking at it, and I started looking at how she moves, and I was saying, it could be possible that she knew, but I still don't think that she is. But because I said there's no point for her to get the exemption card. She could have found other ways to tank the people and don't have to really deal with that. Get an exemption card. But whatever. I guess people say that she did that to avoid it, especially because if she didn't take the card, they would suspect. I said how they trusted her, so how they would think that if she didn't take the card, that they would be suspicious of her. It didn't make any sense. People logic. But we will break down the remaining people how we could think that they could be the Mo now. But whatever. So she took it and she smoked at the hell out of these people, and then went act the next day. How's it? How y'all feel? How I going? I said, how I feel. Shoot, I would have took a basketball ball and Hadouken her ass. Hadouken! Child, I'm being violent. I'm not even a violent person, child. Hadouken! Shit, bitch. I would do a her face so quick. I said I was Mortal Kombat in this review. I said I was Street Fighter in this review. I'll be ever. Child. So, what was it? From there, I feel like you on some bullshit. Who mean the people, the contestants? Child, so they eliminated someone that night, and Casey went home next. She went home. I said, "Oh, guess that's the way y'all suspicious of Casey being the Mo." Casey went home. The next mission was to spot the fake. That to spot what artwork was the fake one and what was the real one, and whoever gets the fake one would have a chance to get an exemption for next elimination. So they had two paintings. One was a stop sign that said the word "stop" in a circle around it. Or if you were Joy, I feel like you was a. That's what I'm saying. You on some bullshit, bitch. I can't wait to find out who it is so I can go back and see what I missed. That's what I'm saying. Right? And I feel like the stop sign was the fake, and that was the truth. The stop sign was the fake. So the person who picked up the fake one was Jacob, Joy, and Avery. So those people who spot the fake had to play two truths and a lie. And the people who's interrogators had to figure out who's the lie. Y'all know the truth was a lie. Two people tell the truth. You got to pick or point the lies. Three statements. You pick out which one is the lie. But in this case, the two truths and lie is two of them would tell a story. All three of them would tell a story. But one of the story was a lie, made up story, because the other two would have something to do from that thing, and they would give them an envelope and say, "This attack what you're gonna do." But one of them would have nothing to do. But so they had to come up with a story to try and trick the people to make them believe that they wasn't lying and somebody else was lying. But if the story, if the interrogators would have guessed wrong, then the group with laws would not get the $20,000, and the group who tricked them would get exemption. But if they guess right, the group who was the storytellers would not get exemption, and then their team will bank $20,000 in the pot. So Joy told her story. She said she had a snake on her neck. A snake. I said, a snake? I said, oh no, not a snake. And I don't really like snakes. So try to put a snake around my neck. I would say, oh, child. I was tell. Oh, don't do that. I said, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Man. Don't do it. Please, no, not a snake. Don't do it. All right. And she said it wrapped around her neck into her hair and everything. I was like, oh no. Really? Avery said she walked on hot coal And y'all know what that is. I said when she took out here to take off her socks and everything, walk on the hot car. I said, oh no. And then Jacob said he was in a restaurant and he ate some freaking white caterpillar. I said, what the hell was that? I said, you could have come with a better story than that. A white caterpillar. And then he said he drunk it. It was not bad. But then he said it tasted horrible. I said, what was it? It wasn't not bad or it tasted horrible. So right off the back, I already knew Jacob was lying. I said, Jacob, really? Jacob was a liar and the group baked $20,000. And it turned out to be true. Joy actually had his neck around her neck. And Avery actually ran across the code. Jacob was in a hotel room doing nothing. Came on a terrible lie like that. I said, whatever it was. Now, Kazi was saying, no, Avery's a liar. Avery's a liar. No, Kazi was saying, who she think that was a liar, Joy or Avery? I think she think it was Avery. Now, Greg and Will was believing that Jacob was a liar. I mean, Jacob does look like it could happen. And everything in they're in Australia. They can eat anything in Australia. That's how you say it. The continent of Australia is going to be such. So it could be possible. Because I don't know. I don't know if they eat caterpillars. But it could be possible. But how you told the story, it didn't sound right. It didn't sound right. And everything. So they did an elimination. And then before the elimination, Joy, I said Joy. I have to go back. I don't think Joy's the mo. I don't think she's the mo. But if she was, I said, child, this girl was an actor because she made a moment. Now, her goal was to point everybody on Jacob, but her really thing was to really look at Will. Because she always think Will was the freaking mo. She still think that. But I guess she did a performance to make everybody start looking at Jacob, that she was calling him out. And she said, you a shit homo. I said, not the shit homo. Like, really? Because you laugh out on the baseball, and you're doing this, and you think you're the nice guy, and you all this, and you shit. And Jacob came right back. He said, girl, Missy, don't start with me. And Jacob went right back, and he read her down, too. I said, oh, child, what's going on here? And everybody was like, Joy went there. I said, Joy was like, listen, I'm going to make my freaking, if I don't make this money, I'm going to make an iconic statement in this show. I'll tell you that now, Joy. Greg got eliminated, right? Because I guess from Joy's performance, it kind of rattled people think. Because Greg also said he had a plan throughout this whole thing, and then he switched it up since that last thing. I said, why? Joy got in your head that quickly? He got eliminated because I thought he was always one of the most, but he wasn't. So whatever. And then the last activity before we get off and explain about the last people why they could be involved is the bird cage. One of them had to be hide and seek. It was a hide and seek activity. Broke in two different groups. Joy and Kasi were in one group, and Will and Jacob was in the other group. And Avery became the person who could hide. Now, Avery, who's hiding, had all the clues in her cage to help the other group to figure out her location so they could come. And they could win $10,000 if they both get there and they unlock her from the cage. Right? So Kazi and Joy group, they went to the highest point with the binoculars. And Jacob and Will went to a pizzeria. Avery woke up, whatever she was doing. They blindfolded her. They took her blindfold off, whatever she was doing. She found out she was in the bird cage. She was blindfolded. She couldn't see. Took it off, and she was a picture box there. It was a story of the picture coop. It was different and everything. She said she in the picture coop and everything in the location. Now, the story on the wall said it was a guy named Jimmy Vargos. It's like that. He owned pigeons and everything, trained pigeons, all that stuff. And it was a piece of box with an order on it. Yada, yada, yada. Right? So she called Joy and Kazi and told about it was some pigeons and everything. And it's a pigeon just got released, and they were circling around the area. They go on a circle motion. There's in the roof, And Joy was able to pinpoint the circle thing, and Kazi acted like she didn't see it. She said, "No, I didn't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it." They say, "It's right there. You don't see the pigeon circling?" She said, "No, I didn't see it." So they went down, and they had to figure out. One of the birds was a trained bird, meaning that Joy picked it out. She said, "If we pick out the pigeon, and the pigeon could take us back to the thing is, because they are trained to go back to the location, the marked pigeon, and they had a tracker, and you could go to the tracker to find a location, but they had to pick the right one." So Avery looked at the picture, and she's describing what kind of pigeon the bird looked like, and most of the birds kind of look similar, but they had little slight differences. That is one. Now Joy picked out the right one. She said this is Storm one. Kazi thought it was another one, and they couldn't figure out which one is which. And I said, "Look at the leg, because you said it was a tracker, right? So okay, one of them probably had the tracker, whatever it was." And they tried to figure it out. And Kazi said, "That's rock, paper, scissors." I said, "Y'all gonna do a chance like that? Y'all gonna do a chance?" Rock, paper, scissors, Joy won, and they tracked the bird, and they got to the location. Now, Jacob and Will was at the pizzeria trying to figure out what's the clue. Avery called them. She said, "It's a pizza box here." It was an order. It was no number. Jacob, they tried to figure out. They took mad time sitting there waiting. Jacob asked the lady, "They see the pizzeria box? Look at the box." And look at it. He said it was a phone number. He said it was a phone number on the box, right? They called Avery. He said it's a phone number box. She said it was no. And I was saying, "Well, no. Come around, waste some time, endless time." And then she realized, she checked the side of the box. It was a phone number on the side of the box. So she called and placed the order and location. They said, "Okay, but we need more detail. What's the name and everything?" They couldn't find out the name of the person they supposed to go was on the newspaper. So they found an exact location because they said, "This is my regular customer, and we know where to take it to." Right? So they took the pizza box, and they had to follow the pizzeria guy. But what it is was they had two other delivery guys blending in with them. So they had to really glue their eye on the person they was following. And then that people and the two other delivery guys were going around a circle for like a minute or two. Going around a circle. I said, "What the fuck we running around in circles like that for?" I know it's probably part of the plan, but still. They kept going around a circle for a while now until they finally got the person, because Will was very observant. She didn't pick the box up. That's exactly right. Very observant. And they ain't making on time. They was almost close. They was this close to getting there. They ain't making on time. And they didn't win the money. I was like, "Oh no." And then we go do some answers. She said, "Well, you didn't tell me to look inside the box." I was saying, Dusty, Avery Dusty ass. I don't know about y'all, but I know pretty much ordered freaking pizzeria box and order box. We all know that the pizza box always had the phone number on the box, somewhere mostly on the sides. So the fact that Avery was playing semantics over, "You didn't tell me to look at the side of the box. You told me to look on the box." I said, "Bitch, could you just not pick up the box and look at the phone number and check the phone numbers at?" She had to tell you it was on the side of the box. You never ordered pizza before? I would say, "Girl, you was playing." They were playing Big Around the Mosey. I said, "Can you help me up? Chill." And it wasted time. It was not because they wasted time going around the circle. They wasted time because she took a long time to figure out the number, figure the box. And you didn't tell me this because you said on the box. I said, "Girl, don't play dumb. Don't play dumb." So they were doing elimination, and it came down to Jacob and Joy. And the episode ended right there. I said, "No, why you did that? You could at least tell us who got eliminated, and then we could go off easy trying to figure out the player. No, y'all live on the cliffhanger for us to figure out who got eliminated. Now, I'm thinking Joy got eliminated. I'm thinking Joy got eliminated and Jacob is safe. Now, if everybody go playing around that Jacob is the Mo, then he will automatically be safe. But if he's not the Mo and he got it wrong, then he will get eliminated and Joy will stay. Now, we have Will left, Joy, Avery, and then we had Kazi. Oh, yeah, Kazi. Oh, no. Will, Avery, Kazi. And then we have Joy and Jacob left. Now, who y'all think get eliminated? Y'all think Joy gonna get eliminated or Jacob? Will, Avery, and Kazi is automatic to the next round. Joy and Jacob is left in the cliffhanger. And I think Joy is going home. And I think Jacob say. Now, everybody saw the piece of clue in the figure finale saying that think that Joy is the one to stand. But we'll see how it goes. Either way, I don't really care. Let's go. Now, it leads down to Will, Avery, Kazi, right? And then Joy and Jacob. Let's say if Joy does come home, and it's Will, Jacob, Avery, and Kazi. Now, everybody thinking Kazi is the Mo. Now, I don't believe so, but let's see if she is. It could be a possibility. And let's go break it down why people think that she's the Mo. The first mission, she helped Avery. So I guess that's like a way to get people to think that she can be trusted. She helped, right? So we can go for that. The second mission, the jailbreak. Joy's window and her thing was wide enough for her to look outside and see it was a key in front of her door. Because everybody who had the wide door was able to look out and look outside and look over to see the key. She asked Joy, who had a small ass peephole, to look at to see the key. Now, I believe Joy could see it, but Kazi couldn't look at it. She had a wide enough window to look at it and see the key was there. She had to waste that much time. So that's one thing. And then, the clue was in her cell. Now, Alex said, go give you $1,000 for a clue. It was 2 groups still left in there. The clue happened to be in Kazi's cell. I don't know. That's one thing. What was another thing? What was another plan? What was it? Now, the plane group. Kazi was in the plane group. And Kazi, Avery, both was in the field direction of what the buoyancy equipment was at. And they both said they did not see anything. Now, Avery was trying to play because she wanted people to suspect her. But Kazi straight looked at that and is to say that she didn't see it. That's one thing. What was another thing? What was the next mission? Kazi in a group that lost the freaking button challenge. But she would have been automatic safe anyway. So that ain't really that giveaway. People saying that we didn't see Kazi. Yes, thank you for joining in, y'all. People say we didn't see Kazi give her explanation or something like that about the clue, but Kazi said she didn't look at it. I think she didn't look at it. I think it was only 2 people look at it, but it doesn't matter. If she saw it or not, it is what it is. The bank heist. People feel like because she's a system analyst, she should have been able to figure out the 3 clues: King Midas, El Dorado, and Goldilocks. That's that. The train challenge. She was on a train. It was like, because the whole point of the Mo to sabotage. And if she is the Mo, she sabotaged by dropping that bag when she had a chance to pick it up. It was a clear thing to do it. Because Gregor was able to do it twice and no problem. And she just completely drop that thing. Now, the whole chain challenge, when she picked up the exemption card, everybody trusted her. She was the first one to go. She picked up the exemption card. Now, before that, what was the challenge? Oh, the mountain challenge. She volunteered herself automatically. Now, the Mo know which bag had the 10K. Now, she volunteered herself so easily from the beginning that she really knew the bag, 10K was on her bag. So she already knew that it was only 20K up to grab for the rest of the thing. Who this bitch? Who this bitch? Block. Let me know that thing block on your end. If not, can y'all block these people for me? Who got time for that? Cause I keep saying I got an L on my side, but I think it's blocked. Everything. And let me know if they got that person got blocked. Everything. So she automatically voted herself off. So they already had a disadvantage. Thank you, Renee. They already had a disadvantage of getting only 20K. Right? And the this challenge, the recent challenge, she acted like she didn't realize the picture was flying. She stole it for time. And then also she volunteered rock, paper, scissors to change the fate of the freaking pigeons. And then everybody thinking that the clue on the wall with the initials could have been her initials. I said they never gave us a clue, and they gave us that damn clue to try to figure out somebody. So if you pile all that stuff together, that's what people feel like Kazi could be the Mo. And it makes sense if she's the Mo, if she did all that shit. Because the whole part of it is to blend in and put no suspicion to herself until that figure exemption, when she just did that to put exemption to herself, then everybody started looking at her. But I said, damn, you shouldn't have done that, because there was no point for you if you always want to get safe. If you did none of that stuff before and you were not in nobody looked at you, and now you did exemption, now everybody looking at you. I said, why the hell you did that? That's how I don't think that Kazi would be the Mo. But if she is, that's well played, whatever. So that's the reason why people think Kazi is the Mo. Now, after I explain that, do y'all understand why they feel that way? If Joy is the Mo, classic, that $25,000. That's a classic move for Joy to do. Everybody looking at her, and then everybody pinpointing at her. I mean, that was a dumb move to do, because now everybody looking at you. But if you're not the Mo, she just wanted to get saved herself. But if she was the Mo, if she wanted to get rid of the money, that was a perfect chance to do it. And other plays. But then I'm looking at how she plays, and I think, no, Joy is really playing. The only thing that she was dissing and couldn't read on the damn map. And that's why I didn't like. I said, damn, girl. Now, a lot of people, some people might think if Will could be the Mo, the Will could be a Mo is that he really don't put no suspicion to himself. He fly on the radar, and he like to, and he noticed he like to take charge and try to put plans away. Every time they had to make decision of group people, he always vocal about that to try to put people in places where he needs to be. And he was so hell bent in saying that, oh, I know I could do this challenge because I'm well buff and I can make it to the mountain challenge. Now, if he was the Mo and he knew he had no money in his thing because he didn't, then he wasn't trying to bulldoze everybody's decision, make like he could go through. And I guess he would figure like they don't think that they would doubt him, so they will let him go through. But people still voted him to stay behind. So he played a savior by getting them money and getting them hopes. But then again, after that, he just played on. He just do that. And then how he was so hell bent on our water challenge, trying to do everything, and then he got himself hurt. I said, what the fuck you swimming like a madman? I said, did you realize you see the rocks there? Okay, well, Dora, calm your ass down. Well, whatever. And so he always fly a little bit radar. Now, I don't know what other stuff that he could probably go do. I had to look at some of the challenges, like Brittany said, we got to find out who it is, so we can pinpoint what they had been doing. But I know in the first challenge, he really didn't really participate. He helped get whatever it is, but he stood there and let the girls do most of the work. And about the challenge, whatever, let's go look at that. But the evening. All right, and then that's that. So everybody's like, he's flying under the radar, and he playing the game well, but not putting suspicions on himself. Everybody think he's the savior. He's like it's like that. So I said, but what can he be doing? Like what else? Because he's up. Because he always been like playing like he's not really sabotaging like everybody else. But then again, we'll see. Avery. People think Avery could be the mole because she did that with the oxygen tank, and she tried to tank people and all that stuff. But I said Avery, I don't think Avery because she tried to do too much to make everybody look at her. Maybe that's what her goal, her plan is. Because I think one of the seasons earlier in 2000, one of the players was playing like Avery. So maybe Avery was looking at the old season trying to play at that lady who won. But whatever. Who was the mole at that season? But she wants so bad, everybody to look at her so badly. So I was like, Avery, you doing way too much, girl. So that's why I can't be standing there. I said, girl, no. Hope she not the mole because she doing way too much for no apparent reason. And then blatantly do all these obvious acts of sabotage in front of people's faces. I said, why are we doing this? It's like that. Now, Jacob, like he said, he fly under the radar. So I can't pinpoint what he had been doing. Oh, the big heist. He would say, oh, he count the money real good. And then Avery looking at him is like, she see him like he purposely counting the money wrong. Yes. Yep. And he couldn't counting the money wrong. And I'm trying to see other channels. Now, Jacob knew if he was the mole, he knew he had no money in his bag. That's why he zipped past the thing so quickly. I said, damn, calm your ass down. You really trying to get close to the thing and make it seem like you knew you had the money? Whatever. So that's what all that stuff. And then Jacob, I don't know. The pizza challenge, I still blame Avery because she was like, she didn't realize you didn't tell me to look inside the box. I said, girl, you didn't pick up the box at all. You just looking at the thing like it was no tomorrow. But I was like, could he really just told her, like, listen to the side of the box, the money was here. It is what it is. So he took a while to figure it out, to get the pizza box or whatever. But like I was saying, I don't think he is. But if he is, everybody started looking like that he could be that. And then he did a terrible lying. But I said, gosh, if you really try to be a mole, you could have did a better lying than that. Okay? You could have at least tricked them to enough so they could pick somebody else and let them lose the money. Well, that's what it is. I said everyone. So I think I broke down how each person could be in the mole. So now we got to see who it is. Now, Will, yeah, people was guessing Will a little bit. It was like maybe he could be the mole because he fly on the radar and let people lose the money for him and he win the money and think that he's doing for the team and let everybody sabotage the money themselves. So he plays this hero guy, but hero mole. I said, but then again, you got to do something. You can't try to make them more. So right now, the prize money is $69,500. I said, they got to break. You got to lose the money somehow. Child, do something. And that's it. So, so gonna be Jacob or Will. Who could be Avery and Kazi? Kazi has a strong indicator of being a mole because all the stuff I said, but I don't believe so. But if it is what it is. I think Avery is the mole, or because she's trying to be too obvious. But then again, I was like, maybe she's doing too obvious, so she can't be the mole. But we'll see. So it could be our Avery, Will, Jacob. We'll see how that goes. Because since Kazi and Joy did the exemption, I don't think they be more. But if it could be possible, did they use that to weigh? I think the more logical reason the exemption could be used to not get the money was Kazi. And Joy was trying to save herself. But Kazi's plan of getting exemption was good because she tanked $20,000 for the people. And if she's the mole, that was a well played. But that's it, y'all. How y'all feel? So this Friday will be the last 2 episodes. Hope y'all enjoyed it. If y'all didn't watch them all, and I hope my review give you a chance to at least look at it yourself, because I condensed it, but it would be more if y'all could be able to actually see it and see how people play, see how people motions, see everything. It's really good, y'all. The reboot did a good job. If y'all used to be a fan of the originals, then y'all would be good. Y'all would like the reboot. The only thing of difference between the reboot and the original is that I don't think the reboot gave us clues of how us find the Mo is. We just gotta watch the game and see how it goes. But that's it. But I know it's on Sunday night, and I gotta watch the Potomac and do my review of that. So it is definitely a good season. It is definitely a good season, and I enjoyed it. And I hope they come back with another season and amp up the prize money a little bit, because I think people are saying that Netflix can be cheap, because most of the prize money they ain't go past a figure $20,000. And I said, I don't know. But if they kept doing the little small prizes and keep making the money, they couldn't do a well job with making a lot of money. But no, people ain't want to take. They won't keep taking the money. So good night, Dakota. So I appreciate all y'all. Don't forget, tomorrow I will premiere my review of Potomac. So stay tuned for that. I'm about to watch it now. If y'all around, y'all still up, let me go to thing and watch the episode, and y'all can watch it with me. If not, then y'all wait for my premiere review tomorrow, and we talk about it tomorrow. I like that. And appreciate all y'all. Love all y'all. Don't forget, look at my last live and tell you my updates on what's I need to do. If y'all not go on my Discord and tell y'all my update lives and some of the future stuff that I'm planning on, so y'all can give it a chance, a head start, so y'all watch the show, so you gotta be there and talk with me with some of the stuff. Thank you, Renee Boo. Thank you, CM, Tequila, Brittany, Jadar, Jason that came through. Who else? Tracy. Oh, yeah, I love y'all so much. Thank you once again to Cody for the stupid sticker. I love it. Thank you so much, Neverwell. And don't forget, this Wednesday is a movie night of watching a movie that's coming on Netflix, The School of Good and Evil. This Thursday is movie night of watching the season 1 of Chucky series, as much episode we can. And Friday we'll watch the next 2 episodes in the mode to figure out who's the winner, who's the mode, and have a little private discussion on Discord. And then Sunday is my Mr. Talks and Mr. Social Corner. All right, appreciate all y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much. Hit that like button if you haven't. Subscribe, let people know about me, because my goal is to try to get more people. I love my intimacy. I love the small intimate people. We are family here, but it will only get better if we get more people and support the channel. But love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Have a great week. And don't forget, I'm still on my social media platforms. So if y'all want to reach out to me and talk about topics and stuff like that, we can. All right. Without further ado, peace out. All right, have a good night, y'all.